Forest management is always a balancing act. We have to protect biodiversity, we have to manage for a range of recreational pursuits, and of course in some forests you need to produce timber.
There's a lot going on, but thanks to some new technological advances, we now understand the bush better than ever.
For over 100 years, the Forestry Corporation of New South Wales has been working on perfecting that balance, managing forests to supply timber, protect biodiversity and provide all the recreational opportunities that people expect. And now, more than ever, the amount of information available is driving better decision making. One of the most recent additions to the forest management toolkit is the drone, a cheap and convenient way of getting a bird's eye view of the forest.
Eric, this is next level stuff. This is a drone that you can buy in any department store in the country and it can take photographs. We're all sort of aware of that. But what you're doing with those photographs is creating a 3D model. Tell us about that.
Yes, well, these photographs that the UAV takes, there's hundreds and hundreds of images. And the UAV moves very slowly through the sky. And so from one image to the next, there's just a little bit of difference. And what the software does is it detects the same items in sequences of images. And using very sophisticated maths, it builds a three-dimensional model. We can see that on the actual screen here.
What does a three-dimensional model actually provide us? Like, why do we want it?
Why do we want it? We can see the image here looks like a standard photograph, but say we wanted to have a more detailed look of a particular area. The 3D model allows us to effectively see through the trees. This allows us to do stem counts, spacing and crown height metrics of individual areas of forest.
You are getting actual individual trees, you're getting the ground, you're getting a lot.
That's correct. And each of these trees that you can see, you can actually drive to in the forest or you can walk to. This is not a simulation, this is the actual trees in the forest.
It's next level.
We're talking about mobile mapping and all the information, not just the map, but all the information behind the map, all the detail. We've got, we use satellite information, aerial photography, drone information, and then ground-based plot information to really build up a profile of what's in the forest.
Back in the day, they'd sample 30 trees out of 4,000 to see what was happening in the field. Now we're getting to the point where we know almost every tree in the forest.
The ability to collect this level of data allows forest managers to apply a much more targeted regime, whether it's deciding where to fertilise or the volume of timber in a stand. It's particularly useful in the plantation setting, where the aim of the game is to produce as much timber as possible.
It'll be a good chance to catch up and see where the stocking's up to and see how the age class is going.
Yeah, see how good the growth is through there and how even it is.
We'll probably take it up to about 400 feet, get a nice just view and just check out for the stocking, see if there's any gaps. You all right to go?
Yep.
Looking good? Yep. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's all looking good.
One of the areas, Matt, where drones have really improved, I guess, sight and visuals is in a plantation situation like this. You've just sort of flown over there somewhere, and that's a dead patch.
Yeah, that's right. It really, from this perspective, it looks like a wall of wood.
Yep.
But certainly you can see some failed areas and where we can improve the maybe fertiliser. But it gives a completely different perspective of the landscape without having to walk through every inch of the forest.
This makes life easier.
Oh, definitely. It's certainly changed the way we manage the forest.
It's not just in the passive survey role where drones are proving their value. The ability to stream real-time images and data over the mobile phone network means they're a great frontline tool when things heat up.
The drones are absolutely ideal in a fire environment. Because they're so small, they're portable, and so they are easily deployed in vehicles. On a fire line, the incident controller can request a flight, and within less than 5 minutes, the drone can be in the air. And because it's fully navigable in 3D space, we can spot both fires and smoke plumes and get orientation of those elements in the landscape.
While drone technology is limited to relatively small-scale operations, Lidar is a form of 3D laser scanning from an aeroplane that covers a much wider area. It provides an almost X-ray image of the forest with millions of data points collected. With so much information available, Forestry Corporation has developed its own mapping app, which brings all those data points to life.
Justin, it's the forest's planning job to protect streams like this, and the new mapping app is helping you do that?
That's right. So with the new Lidar information, we've got a much more accurate picture of where the streams actually are.
So back 50 years ago when the mapping was done, we're finding that things are not always as they were.
That's right. So they were looking through air photos, trying to work out where the streams run through the canopy, which is often quite difficult. And we can see there's a lot more streams out there, small streams out there than used to be mapped. So
this green here is Lidar.
That's right.
That's the stream, and Lidar doesn't lie.
It doesn't lie. It's got it spot on where all of those features are.
Everything's changed with technology, but the last 5 to 10 years has really been a massive boom with mobile technology, phones, tablets. So we're now taking technology more and more to the field. It's not tied to the desktop. To make good decisions, you're making them in the field. So if you've got all that information in the field with you, you can make better decisions.
And better decisions mean better outcomes. Whether it's promoting biodiversity in the forests or maximising timber production, information is power. Lidar provides large-scale, high-detail forest surveys, while drones have recently become a valuable tool for smaller-scale survey and mapping, and they're also proving their worth in the critical area of fire management.
Forestry Corporation of New South Wales manages more than 2 million hectares and is committed to embracing new technologies. To find out more, visit forestrycorporation.com.au.